Did I just learn something new and have fun doing it? What?
Proudly sponsored by Farm Green Nice Coffee.
Hi guys, welcome to this video I've put together for you. So I've been asking about how you do annotating for your research projects. So I'm just going to go through and show you a way that you can do it firstly on a computer. So what I've done here is I've chosen a website. So the website that I've actually chosen is this one here. Okay, and so what I've got here is this website I found, which is called Health Benefits of Caffeine. Brain on Caffeine has its positives and negatives. So my research project is actually, does drinking Farmers Union iced coffee help you or hinder you? Not surprising. So what I've done here is I've actually taken the just the words from the website, copy and pasted it into a Word document. I'm going to show you how you can do some Word editing in here to do your annotating. So up the top here, depending on which version of Word that you're using, but up here we've got this section called Review, and you'll see up here there's a section called New Comment, and this is what we're going to be using. Just before we get started, what I will note is that anytime I copy anything into a Word document, you want to have a couple of things. So first of all, you want to have the title of the article that you're looking at. So I've got it here. I've found the author here. I've also got the date that she wrote it. I'm trying to grab something that's reasonably relevant. Okay. What I've put right down the bottom is I've actually put the URL link, because I need that, and I've put down the date that I accessed it and the time. Okay, because sometimes websites change or update. Okay, so it's really important to have that ready for your bibliography as well. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through and have a look here. Alright, so this firstly is a really good website for my question, because Brain on Caffeine has its positives and negatives. So it's presenting two sides. So there's probably unlikely to be some bias in here because it is presenting both sides. Okay, so you can read through, see some of these different things here. Alright, so what is caffeine doing inside our brains? It seems to magically wake us up out of our rundown bodies. Okay, so what I want to keep in mind while I'm doing this is the capability that I've chosen. So I've chosen for this one personal and social. Okay, so I'm going to go through and I'm going to choose some sections and actually comment on it and I guess just annotate how it's going. Okay, so it doesn't really matter what you want to do. Okay, but you just got to go through and think about, read it out, talk about how it relates to your research project here. Okay, so it is widely considered the most widely consumed psychoactive substance worldwide and is hidden in clandestine quantities of soda bottles, chocolate bars, rah, 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 rah. Okay, so what I'll do is I'll highlight this. I might want to put a comment in here. When I put a comment in, you'll see it comes over on the side. Okay, and so what I'm going to do is maybe put a little note to myself and say different sources of caffeine, is one better than the other. Okay, so if I'm thinking about the positives I'm thinking about, I might want to think, okay, we've got soda bottles. Okay, so this is obviously an American website, so we'd call it soft drinks. Okay, is drinking a soft drink worse for me than perhaps having a chocolate bar? Is there a good amount of caffeine that I need? Okay, alright, so we've got some information here back up about caffeine craze all began with the North American African herder saw his goats eat wild berries, which gave them sprightly energy that kept them up at night. Okay, caffeine is a natural substance. Alright, in its purest form is it a white powder that acts as a chemical chameleon inside the brain. Okay, so what I might want to do is highlight here natural. Okay, so I'm going to put a comment on here and go, do companies change change the chemical composition of caffeine? If they do, what effect does this have? Okay, so what you're showing as you're going through and you're doing some annotating is you're just showing that you're thinking about what you're reading and you're analysing it, and that's really what they're looking for. Okay, it enters into the body, it's distributed through the bloodstream, through the lining of the stomach, small intestine, where it eventually ends up in your brain and acts as another compound known adenosine. Okay, it's responsible for signaling the body that hasn't had a sufficient amount of rest and is tired. Adenosine and caffeine are almost identical looking molecules, so the brain can't tell the difference and accepts the caffeine when available. Alright, blocks adenosine from binding with brain cells and telling them the body is tired. So I'm actually going to highlight that, okay, and I'm going to put a comment here. I'm going is this dangerous? People die from a lack of sleep. Can caffeine cause this? Alright. So you're starting to still think about some of the different comments. Okay. Caffeine roadblock causes stimulating effects as early as 15 minutes, continues with increased heart rate and blood pressure till wears off about 6 hours later. Okay. So increased heart rate and blood pressure. I'm going to put another comment on here. Alright. Are some people more at risk from caffeine? Okay. So it doesn't really matter. You've got to keep in mind your research project question. Okay, I'm just talking about, remember, the positive and negative effects of Pharmagene and iced coffee. Okay, so up here, different sources of caffeine, one or the other. I could think about maybe putting a note in there about Pharmagene and iced coffee. Okay, it only takes 30 milligrams of caffeine to cause a buzz, but 10 grams is enough to stimulate a person into cardiac arrest. Okay, so then I would definitely put a comment on here. How much is in iced coffee? How many cartons can I drink before my heart explodes? Very important question to know. Okay, so as you can see, I'm just going through, I'm commenting here at different parts. This is our annotating. You can see it highlights for me. You can choose the colors on the side here if you want. And then when you actually print this out, it'll print it with the comments as well. Okay, so keep going down here. Okay, perks of caffeine. 2 years ago, researchers tested the adenosine. Caffeine bonded itself and successfully blocked half the adenine receptors, but its effects don't stop when a person puts down their soda or coffee mug. Okay, so I'm going to look at that and I'm going to go, okay, new comment. How long do the effects last? Okay, alright. It's protective against neurodegenerative diseases like Parkinson's or Alzheimer's. Okay, so I'm going to put this in here. All right, new comment. How much do you need to help protect yourself without risking heart problems? Okay, because I remember up here it talked about increased heart rate and blood pressure. So I want to know, can I have some? Does it help protect me against neurodegenerative diseases like Parkinson's or Alzheimer's? Okay. All right. So it says moderate consumption. So again, how much is moderate? Okay. Research on exploring the effect of caffeine's impersonation on receptor may be a way to protect people. Okay. But what if too many people consume too much caffeine? A recent study, potentially a good thing. Alright, more than 80% of the United States adults consume caffeine every day. Now this is a really good thing to do. I could do this here. Alright, and I'm going to highlight this and I'm going to go. Alright, what are the Australian statistics? Alright, why would they be different? Okay, and just a little side effect here. South Australia is the only state where Pharmagene and iced coffee outsells Coca-Cola amongst 18 to 30-year-olds. Go Pharmagene. Okay, so many people who have such intense dependence on caffeine experience withdrawal symptoms. Okay, so withdrawal symptoms. Here we go. Like drugs. Okay, wouldn't put them at risk during pregnancy. Okay. Caffeine use disorder. Okay, so I'm going to put a little thing here. I'm going to explore more. So again, you're just showing that you're annotating as you go through. All right. How much are you consuming? Okay. All right. You may have no idea how many milligrams of caffeine you ingest per day because companies are required to tell its consumers. Okay, so I'm really going to highlight this. Okay, and I'm going to go, why not? Should they? Is this ethical? Okay, all right, and I'm going to come back up to this one. How much are you consuming? Okay, because I chose the personal and social. All right, so I'm going to say things. Should I know how much I am consuming? Am I putting myself at risk? Okay, and that's bringing out some of that personal and social capabilities. If you chose the ethical one, I mean, this would be an awesome one to show. Companies aren't required to tell its consumers, so you can talk about ethical things in there. Alright, an overdose can lead to caffeine intoxication, which includes symptoms of anxiety, nervousness, restlessness, Deaths occur more often in children as it does in adults. Okay, so that is really important. Okay, so I'm going to put that in here, and I'm going to go, should the sale of caffeine drinks be regulated like alcohol? Alright, are we being irresponsible by allowing young children to drink iced coffee? Alright, even bring in another one. Did I start drinking too early? Of course, the answer is no, absolutely not. I'm perfectly fine, but that's a question I could put in there. Alright, so you can keep going through here. As I said, I'm not going to keep going and annotating the whole thing. Alright, but hopefully you can see what I'm starting to do. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to finish this off, and I'll put it up in linking with the video on the website, and you can start having a look at how much I've done. Then you can compare that to another source that I'll find that I'll do some handwritten annotating on, and it's basically exactly the same thing. Okay, you highlight the section with a highlighter. Okay, write some stuff over to the side and write your comment in. It's exactly the same way of doing it. Doesn't really matter. Okay, when you're going through and doing this in Foley, you don't have to choose the entire website. So if this website was like 15 pages, I might just choose, you know, the perks of caffeine, how much you're consuming. I might maybe have a little bit about the science of caffeine in there. Okay, but I wouldn't need to do the whole thing and put that in. Okay, just annotate the relevant parts because that's what they really want to be able to see. Alright, hope this has been helpful. Like I said, I'll finish this off and put it up on the website as well for you to have a look at. And if you've got any more